Greetings to readers, viewers, and listeners. Welcome to this next edition in the annual Advent tradition known as the Advent Hope. As with all these videos, these are going to be dedicated to the memory not only of Joe Defino Sr., God rest his soul, but the entire Defino family in general. I know I've mentioned this before, but it goes without saying. But I want to just take this time to really say that I appreciate you all coming with me on this Lenten on this Advent journey. I really appreciate it. And the one thing I wanted to say is that you might say I'm joyful about it, but it's always nice to know that even when times are tough, even when times feel a little overwhelming at times, there's always that light that always breaks in the darkness. There's always that feeling of knowing something's going to happen, knowing something's going to be coming up eventually. It may take a little time, but having that expectant hope really helps when it comes to life in general. I mean, we can all hope for the best, and that works. But there are also times we have to leave it up to God. But I want to talk a little bit more about expecting hope, like expecting that things will happen in time. Just one of the things I want to talk about, not only is we all remember when we were little, when we were dealing with the Christmas tree and always that anticipation for presents, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. It was all about the expectation of knowing something's going to happen, the knowing something good was going to happen. And there are also those times where you expect things to happen and sometimes they fall short, or at least you think that it's going to be falling short and it defies your expectations. But that expectant hope is always there. It's always there inside of you. And that's the same thing with hope when it comes to certain situations. There can be. I've always thought. I've always been a hopeful guy as an autistic Roman Catholic myself, and I've always felt like even when things are at their worst, even if things are at their bare bottom worst, can't get any worse. Like, you think you can beat me down, but you can't beat me down all enough as long as I have that hope. I'm sure fellow spectrumites understand going through that too. I will admit fully that I am very, I have a perfectionist streak in me. I always have to make sure everything I do has an expectation of setting a standard that really meets what I'm trying to get to the topic of. And hopefully more times than not, I hit. There are sometimes when I miss, and sometimes where I have to really think back and think, what was I thinking going on, thinking about this when it should have been that? And that's kind of the whole situation when it comes to the Advent hope. There's always that expectation things might not be worse, but it can always get better. And I've always felt that I can say this from my time of dealing with autistic burnout 3 years ago. I felt like I was on my bed just feeling like I could not get up. I could not really enjoy myself more when it comes to, because I was always thinking about work or any other things to do. But when I was able to take that step back, and kind of be like, just being able to breathe felt like an absolute, it was so wonderful to actually know that I could feel like things were getting better, and they have been since then. But that's one of the things I want to I hope I'm getting across when it comes to my talking about autistic burnout, but also the reason about hope. I've always felt like things can always get worse before they get better. And in the time that we're dealing with right now, with everything going on right now in the news, it's always easy to kind of tune things out. And not be engaged. and feel hopeless. But there's always that new year, that new feeling that things can happen when it comes to things getting better when things are at their worst. So that's the topic that I wanted to leave with you all, with your readers and viewers and listeners. If you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And you can check out all my videos, not only here on the Autistic Super channel on YouTube, but you can check out all my videos on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com. Until next time, dear readers and viewers and listeners, stay safe, stay strong, stay hopeful, and as always, shine on.